Hiring salespeople is one of the hardest things we as business owners have to do. And in fact, the failure rates are staggering. Over 70% of the hires in the sales field in small business are ineffective and only last less than 18 months. What you've got here is a situation of constant turnover where a couple salespeople are producing the bulk of your results. So how do you know if you've got good salespeople or bad salespeople? Let me tell you a quick story. There's a moving company that I worked with who had 7 different salespeople, and they introduced me to their top salesperson who was selling over $1.5 million of sales per year. This was almost 2x the worst salesperson. He was by far the best. He was out there selling all the time. The problem? He was actually their worst salesperson. What he was doing in order to get those big revenue numbers was he was discounting down. He had pricing control and he was discounting down the price. The easiest way for salespeople to sell? Discount the price. Unfortunately, he was discounting the price down to where they were in a 23% gross margin basis. They needed 27% to break even. So although he looked on paper like the top sales guy, he in fact was undermining the company, and nearly every sale he made was unprofitable for them. It's incredibly important, if you give salespeople the ability to price and set their own prices, that you set a floor. A minimum floor where they have to sell at, and they cannot sell below that. And then you give them an incentive to sell above it. And every time they go above it, you increase their commissions. So they're constantly selling. Great salespeople will love this because it doesn't cap their amount that they can sell. Bad salespeople will hate it and will self-select out in the interview process. The next way to do it is, if you don't want to give them pricing control, then make sure that you're setting the prices at a level where you have an adequate gross margin to make money on the product or service that you're selling, and then incentivize your salespeople to go out and hustle and make a ton of sales. Either way, make sure that your top salespeople aren't your worst.